Hi, everyone, and welcome back. I am so glad you are here. If you're new here, my name is Sandy, and this space is for anybody navigating their next chapter, especially if you're 50 and over and wanting your work, your business, your self-led entrepreneurial spirit of your life to feel more meaningful and aligned with who you actually are. Today, I want to talk about a feeling that almost everyone has at some point. The quiet thought that says, I really thought I'd be farther along by now. I'm not as far along as I wanted to be at this point in my life, at this point in my business, at this point in my work. If that's you, you are not alone, and there's nothing that you are doing wrong. Let's just talk about it. When I left my 18 and a half year sales career, I honestly thought that I would take a day off. My job ended on a Thursday. I thought I would take Friday off, and then I would get started on my next chapter the following Monday. I thought I knew exactly where I was going to go, but that's not what happened. Everything slowed down for me a lot. I started to get really honest with myself about where I wanted to go, who I wanted to be, how I wanted to show up, what kind of impact I wanted to have with my family and with the work I'm doing. I just had to figure out who I really was and what's the steps I need to take to actually get there. And that took some time. It took a lot more time than I wanted it to take, and a lot more time than I expected it to take. And if you're in that same space where you know something needs to change, but it's not happening as fast as you want, you are not alone. And here's the part that people don't talk about. Clarity doesn't come when you're rushing, it shows up when you slow down enough where you can actually hear yourself. Real clarity comes from movement, not from frantic momentum, which is what I was trying to do. I'm like, hurry up, I got to get this next thing going. Let's just go, let's go, let's go. I was just putting all this pressure on myself. So, what I realized is it's just one step at a time. You don't have to get to the finish line as fast as possible. What I needed to realize was I just need to take my next step and see where that went. I don't need to look for the finish line. I need to look for the next step with an idea of who I wanted to be and how I wanted to show up. So my next step wasn't the perfect step. It's not the final step. It's just the next step. And the moment you do that, you slow down, you give yourself a little bit of a break. That's when things start opening up and making some sense for you. Your energy shifts and things they start to line up, and you can understand where you're going a little bit clearer. Your path starts to open up for you. So right now, let's just take a moment, and you can even close your eyes if it helps, and just ask yourself, where in your life or your business or your work are you trying to push something faster than it's ready to go? Just take a moment and think about that. And then ask yourself, what's one small step that actually feels right for you this week? Just one step. Just ask yourself that. Notice what comes up. Don't judge it. Don't overthink it. And that's the kind of grounded reflection that helps you connect with your spirit, with yourself, with your soul, the very essence of who you are, and opens the path where you can see your next step clearly, where you actually know where you're going to go. These are the same kind of reflections that I guide towards people in my deeper work that I do. Simple, real moments of clarity that help you hear what your soul is actually trying to tell you. If today's message landed for you, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss next week's video. We're building something special here. At least I think so. A space for people who are ready for their next chapter and meaningful, aligned, and rooted who they really are. And if all you do this week is pause and breathe and take one small step, that is more than enough for now. You're making movement, and the path is going to start to open up for you. I will see you next week, and I hope you have a great day. Cheers.